All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm here with Mo Hachem, Mo from Sneaker Impact. Mo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me, Brian.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk about Sneaker Impact. Mo is the founder, and I've been helping him over the last couple of years with the brand. And today we're going to learn about what Sneaker Impact's been up to and what the future looks like.
Wow, just an amazing year. We started the R&D and we're working with a lot of toys, Brian. We're working with air separation, optical sorting. So it's been a year full of R&D and I got my grinder. I'm grinding the sneakers and looking at the DNA and the ecosystem of all the sustainability world. And it's been a fun year and I've learned a whole lot.
So I heard a lot about technology. Technology has been a big part of innovation. What about partners? What about the service we're providing? Like, how has that grown in 2023?
Brian, as I come from the wholesale department and jumping into the retail world it's a learning curve. So we're always trying to be an easier solution for our partner. We're learning how to make it more convenient. So I feel we've learned a whole lot this year and we're going and we're always learning and learning from our partners how to make this system as easy and as convenient as possible. So I think we're doing, we'll give ourselves a B plus for this year.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great recap. Tell those that don't know at home about Sneaker Impact in a couple sentences in a couple of minutes. How do you describe us, your friends and family and the partners?
So Sneaker Impact is a for-profit social enterprise that focuses on creating micro-business opportunities, reducing waste, and send sneakers and footwear to where they belong. And I don't mean the landfill.
So communities in need, developing countries, partners that we've been working with for many years, it sounds like, correct? You've been working with some of these people for a long time.
Brian, I'm second generation in this industry. And some of the partners we've known for over 20 or 30 years personally.
Wow.
So we work with local merchants in Central America, South America, Africa, where we ship truckloads of these shoes and they get refurbished and sold on the side streets.
What volume are we talking about per month that would come through our facility here in Miami?
We have mountains of shoes, as you can see. We go through between 300, 400,000 pairs up to 800,000 pairs a month.
Wow.
Maybe sometimes a little bit more. And yeah, it's big numbers, but the landfill gets much more than that. This is only 13% just between Sneaker Impact and our mother company here and everybody else in this industry that recycles footwear and apparel. And this includes all the for-profit, non-for-profit, everybody else nationwide. This only 13% gets recycled.
Wow.
And 30%. Everything else end up in the landfill. Yeah. So,
okay. So that's a lot. It's definitely a big enterprise here. And we're an export company as well as a recycling company. And I understand this was your passion project. We're going to get into the origin story in a minute here, but what got you interested in recycling to begin with? You said that it's your second generation of your family. When did you start in the recycling industry? And did you know you were always going to be in this field?
Well, Brian, I've been doing this all my life. At age 13, I was at the warehouse working, grading shoes, number ones, meaning good, bad, and better, and removing all the trash from the mixed footwear. So I've been doing this as far as I remember. I've never done nothing else.
Your entire life.
My entire life. So, and I actually, but I never saw the impact that we're making until after college. I moved to Africa, lived there for 3 years off and on. And then you see the impact. You see how a pair of sneakers were a vehicle. It wasn't a fashion statement. It wasn't the Michael Jordan first edition or the Yeezys 2. It was a form of transportation. So living in Africa opened my eyes on the impact and how really entitled we are living in this country and having all these cool sneakers. A lot of people just throw them away in the trash.
Shopping that people do in the U.S. is exponentially more than anywhere else in the world, it seems. And we have a big responsibility. So I know Sneaker Impact is all about helping stores and organizations and businesses have a solution to recycling and the public. Through our website, they can request a compostable mailer and our partners get boxes that they return to us with FedEx, and we help to find them a second home, which is called upcycling. So when did you start Sneaker Impact and why did you start?
Sneaker Impact was started in the midst of the pandemic. As on the pandemic, my wife started making cookies. My brother started riding his bike. People found their passion. I wanted to learn more to see what we did and what kind of impact we were making in the world. Because I thought we're doing like huge numbers, 500,000 pairs and 800,000 pairs on a monthly basis. It turned out that we're not doing enough, and there's tons of these sneakers and footwears that ending up in the landfills. Not because people wanted to throw them away, that nobody has made it easy, efficient, and fun way to do so. So called up my team and said, look, we're gonna start sneaker impact directed toward consumers and retailers, but in a really easy way. So with consumers, we're sending biodegradable bags straight to their apartments or their household. And the bag would have a prepaid shipping label. So that was cool. So it was really convenient. So if they have 5 to 6 pairs, you could recycle them. For retailers, I know we spoke before, you've worked in the retail world, and there it's overemployed and underemployed and overworked. So the convenience had to be there. And the colors had to be there. So we made this really cool color box, and we placed a prepaid shipping label on those boxes. So we made it super easy for retailers to partner up with us. And now we have partners nationwide. We're also in Hawaii and Alaska. So
that's awesome.
We're truly
international. I've heard we have some operations in Europe and.
Yep. So we do have partners in London, and we have our boots on the ground in the Netherlands.
Okay. For
the European market. Our partners overseas, we're all over Central America, all over South America, definitely the Caribbean, East and West Africa. But as a procurement case, we're in Amsterdam, boots on the ground.
Awesome. And our headquarters is in beautiful Miami, Florida. How long have you lived in Miami, Mo?
I moved to Miami in August 2000.
Wow.
I turned 26 years, so I was 25. And I wanted to I wanted to make my own impact, focusing more on the Caribbean, Central and South America. Yeah. I would have traded for the world.
That's awesome. So you've really spent your adult life mainly in Miami. And where were you born? What was your childhood like?
I was born in Lebanon.
Lebanon?
Yep. And at age 13, so my dad had the warehouses like these, clothing and shoes in Europe, in Brussels. So at age 13, I moved to Brussels for a year. Language didn't work out, as they have 3 different languages there. So we ended up in Detroit in 1989, 1988.
Okay. How old were you when you moved to the U.S.?
14. I turned 15 here.
That's a great age to come here. You're still in high school.
Yep. Went to sophomore, junior, and senior in Dearborn, Michigan. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Michigan, you spent your late teens and you were helping out in the family business.
Yeah. So what's funny, I've always wanted to play football. I was a great running back, right? Mm-hmm. And we didn't have the chance because at 2:30, we had somebody waiting for us to get us to the warehouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No. And
after school. Sorry. Okay. So
after school,
you would have been practicing
or playing after school. So
you were helping.
We had to, we were helping out, awesome. Learning more. And as family businesses, this is expected.
Yes. And you have, how big is your family?
We have
your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we're eight siblings.
8 siblings.
Wow. Yep.
So I know you have a couple of kids.
I have 3 kids. I have a boy and 2 beautiful daughters.
Awesome.
And look, whatever you hear, my 7-year-old does not control me. Whoever is listening, if you guys hear that baby Zainab is controlling me, that's not true. These are all rumors. So I would just put them all in the fake news section.
Awesome. Well, yeah. So we'll come back to Sneaker Impact now. Are there any partners that we gained in 2023 that we joined forces with that you want to mention? Are there any particular developments in the company that were newsworthy that you want to share with people?
So 2023 was pretty interesting, Bryan, because we're going into the recycling world, full recycling. I feel like, so recycling it's not one size fit all. We're doing prolonging the life. Any of those footwear that have prolonging, that has life inside of them, we use 50% thread in the bottom of the shoes. We feel those should never end up in the landfill. Now, we were struggling, finding a solution for the end of life. And we were working with the waste innovation, meaning we're making energy. They can use end-of-life footwear and turning them into energy.
And what percent of shoes will get grinded per month? Sneaker Impact.
Well, grinded right now, we're still with the R&D. We're just finding we do grind on a daily basis or weekly basis.
Okay.
But the end of life from Sneaker Impact, I would say between 5 and 10%.
Okay.
And
those are shoes that have less than 50% tread at least. And they, even if they had, say, 40% tread, but if the upper is good, if there's a rip, they can repair it. If the heel is destroyed, they can repair that. They can clean them. People can brighten them up. They can rehabilitate them, as we say it. But what really means that a shoe has no life?
Great question. So meaning we look at the bottom of the shoe. So we feel the top could be sewn, could be stitched, you can patch. If the sides are dirty, they could be either washed or painted. Now, people should be able to walk. So if the shoe doesn't have enough thread in the bottom, we toss that away. The outsole has to be, we're working with the waste innovation. 2023, Bryan, we wanted to have a full circular economy. So we're working with different technology, mainly the near infrared, optical sorting, testing laser as well. That conversation is still happening. And also with air separation to find a solution with high purity level to separate the foam from the rubber, from the plastic, from the leather. And we're taking this to the second step on taking foam, separating foams, EVA, BU to BU. Back in the day, that couldn't happen because the technology wasn't available. And now I feel with the technology that can be made, but it's been pretty challenging. Yeah. Challenging.
It's a big project. That's a huge research and development, as we say, project. And we're hoping to be able to create new products, new shoes. Eventually, once the AI software is at 95% separation is the goal.
Look, you have to be between above 85, 90 is safe, and 95 is pretty ideal. So if you have the 95% purity level, then you have a commodity. If it's EVA, PU, TPU, if you have rubber, there isn't a whole lot you can do with leather. And we're in contact with some friends talking about furniture, and I don't know how that's going to work, but definitely with rubber.
We'll find a stream or a solution for everything. In a sense, almost everything can be reused. The yarns can be reused, rubbers, you can make padding out of stuff. I understand you can make surfaces.
Well, this is what we're still in the R&D, but I feel the textiles and the footwear, ideally, if it's all polyester, you can possibly melt it down and make no polyester yarn out of it. If it's 100% polyester, if it's the fabric of the footwear, as you've seen the outer sword downstairs, if it's 95% plus polyester, you can actually send it to a mill and they'll make no polyester out of it. The solutions we're testing right now with insulation to see if they can make insulation out of the fiber.
That's a good idea.
So we're working and we'll see. I guess it's all part of the R&D. And
you don't know everything right now that you'll know through more experience, through just more networking.
It's been an eye-opening space. I haven't been in this side of the business before, or this side. It's exciting. It's exciting. We're learning a whole lot. And what's making it really interesting is the new technologies I feel companies have to come up with, because there's a huge demand with all the laws and regulations that are coming on in California, New York, and Boston. And I think everybody else is going to follow.
What are these laws in a nutshell?
Brands have to be responsible for the end of life of the product. Okay. So incinerating and tossing in the landfill, that's not going to fly anymore. And brands will be fine. So brands are pushing for the technology. And I feel there was not a market before, and now the market just opened up, or it's open enough.
And AI, new software and technology is helping us to make this happen, which is really exciting. So we'll definitely take you guys on a tour of the auto sub machine, if that's okay with Moe and the grinder, in a future video. There's going to be a lot more content coming from Moe and Sneaker Impact in the future, and myself. So Moe, I see some of the materials here. Is this is this an actual grinded shoe?
Yeah. So this is the grinded.
You can hold some up.
This is the grinded flakes. I don't know. This is so they just throw them down. Yeah. This is just the grinded flakes. I will take it with air separation. We'll move all the fluffy stuff out. Now
Just the rubber, basically, in the foam.
Oh, no, this is rubber, foam, leather, and some plastic. So what's going to happen is step number 2 with the AI and the near infrared and the laser. We're working with all these different technologies to separate the foam from the rubber, from the plastic and the leather.
Okay.
And going into the foam as well and separating the foam into different categories.
The EVA, TPU.
MPU. Yeah.
Okay.
There's other foams, but we're going to focus more on these 3 foams since this is like 70% of the
the camera, just so you see, it's really colorful.
Yeah.
And it's what, 5 to 8 millimeter? Our grinder can do like 12 to 4 millimeter, I heard.
No, our grinder is pretty cool because our grinder, we can change the screen and we can do 6, we can do 8 millimeters, we can do up to 12.
Pretty small, like the size of, what would you call it, like a grain of rice?
Yep. And the only reason we go that small, Brian, because we want the stuff to be separated, and we're just doing this fully automated, and we're not using no heat, and we're not using any scissors. We're just grinding that stuff, and with our grinder, we're able to determine the size of the output.
And you start off by making it like the size of a little smaller than your hand, like a shoe gets chopped into 6 pieces, and then it goes through. I've seen it happen a couple of times. But
well, we gave that up. We're going.
No, it just goes right to 5
millimeters. We're going because we have the big boy.
Yeah, so
that was before, and now, I mean, it's all part of the evolvement.
Yeah. And I've seen that, and I'll show you guys the tubes and the air. Like it looks like a kind of a really fancy, almost like it's got like a vacuum cleaner type system where the separation happens from the air sometimes, right in the weights. So when it goes to the tubes, it's set, the heavier stuff settles. Yeah. And the fluffy, there's fluffier stuff that sits on the top. Is that a little less desirable overall?
Yeah.
There's still a market for it, but the rubber, really, the foam is what you want.
Well, the foam and the rubber and everything has a market, but it's all about separation.
Okay.
So typically other brands are taking the mixture and they're making playgrounds out of it. And I think it's a great idea, but we want to
see when you look at a track too, or a playground.
Yeah.
Do roads with it as well, or is it?
I'm not really sure. I know tracks and indoor flooring.
Some more athletic stuff.
Yeah. They can mix it with other material and they can make the flooring. Now I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, community made a great company in California. And so Noah said, Mo, what's your plan? I said, I want to touch the sky again.
Oh, wow.
So we want to try to imagine if we can pull this off and this gets separated with the right technology. And I think the technology is here, Brian. Right?
Yeah.
It's
all about saying this should be listed on the stock market or on the exchanges of commodity and recycled materials.
Yeah.
There will be a whole ETF for that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Imagine if we can work, ultimately taking those plagues, those polymers.
But most importantly, it's for people on the planet, right? This is back to the mission. The mission is Sneaker Impact in a nutshell.
Well, there is no planet B. There's no planet B. Any one of us who's saving a plastic bottle and tossing the bottles and using cups instead, to just try to make this world a better place. And this is our ultimate goal. Now with Sneaker Impact, our ultimate goal is to put back those polymers into circular economy. And I think with the AI and the near infrared and the laser, it just needs some more work and some more R&D, and I think we're not far off.
Amazing. So technology sounds like your passion right now for the company. Is you've mastered the service, the process of, in Miami here, we have a port, right?
Yeah.
And you have your loading bays here. We have trucks. I'll take you guys on a tour of the facility in the future, but it's a 700,000 square foot facility in Little River. Is it about?
It's 75,000.
I'm sorry, 75,000.
Yeah, 75,000.
How do people visualize that? Like a football field, or?
I would say, yeah.
It seems like it's a
yeah, it's a pretty big
facility, right? A couple stories tall, and it's got a lot of bays and a lot of room for us to play with. It's exciting to watch as part of the company.
Yeah, I mean, this is again since 2 years ago, Brian. It's been really exciting. Mm-hmm. We've been invited to Columbia, to Harvard, University of Miami, FIU. So there's a huge need for this space. From the recycling aspect to the social impact aspect, I think there's a lot of need for this dialogue to happen.
So local universities, I know some of the art departments even, but also just technology people. Did you say Harvard has their team?
We had MIT that flew down. MIT flew down to take a look at the operation. Harvard, they invited Sneaker Impact just to talk about what the micro businesses and the social impact and reducing waste. Now, University of Miami as well, there's a lot of interest from colleges, universities, and brands, retailers in this process, because I think recycling, just like we mentioned before, it's not one size fits all. I think with recycling, we should be able to reuse, and we're really transparent about the countries, what we do, if they have enough threat, and also the end of life. We need to find a real solution for it. And with all respect to the brands that are trying to make the paddings and the playgrounds, and I think it's an amazing
yoga mats.
And yeah, they're doing amazing. But we want to try to put it back into footwear
to create new running shoes
and other products as well.
Other products,
really higher here.
Yeah, let the market determine where the materials will go.
Yeah.
And there's brands that we hope to make announcements about in the future. And we work with over 250 independent running stores. We work with thousands of other locations in the US and all 50 states now. It's really a full-time social enterprise, which means we are profitable, and we are creating jobs, not only here in Miami, but also abroad. And we're making an impact at home and abroad, which I know you like to also remind everyone that in Miami, we're making an impact in the US, but throughout the world, we're all making an impact through people like my mom in Wisconsin, and who will request a bag through sneakerimpact.com. It's a free service. You can do it any time of the year. So we've talked a lot today about Sneaker Impact. And one more thing I want to mention is our social media, because I think besides events, we went to the LA Marathon, we went to TRE, which is the running event in Austin a couple of weeks ago. We went to the Runchella, which is now Run Summit with the Running Industry Association. We've gone to all these cool events, the Miami Marathon, Flying Pig, all these marathons. But I also wanted to mention, okay, what else would you like to share today about Sneaker Impact? Is there any other plans for 2024, the future, that you have creative ideas about? What are you most curious about? We've heard a lot today about the grinding and the end of life program, which is all about a circular economy and AI. But what else is on your mind lately for Sneaker Impact and in life that you want to share with people today?
Above all, I want to thank the team. Bryan, you've been just amazing, man. Since Bryan joined the team, it was just a 180-degree difference here. Bryan, you've been amazing, Bryan. Shout out to Maggie and Fanny downstairs. Shout out to Lisa, Isabella, Annabella at the graphic design, and Valeria, and Chris Burns, and Mateo. If I forget somebody, please forgive me. But I've been blessed to have the best team any person would wish to have. And again, Frankie Ruiz has one of our biggest advocates here in Miami and nationwide. All the love and shout out to Frankie Ruiz and everybody who participated. And it's been a fun journey. So
that's awesome. Thanks so much for those kind words, Mo. I do remember what I was going to ask you now. Is our social media team is really strong. I feel like I've worked with several brands, helping build them. Brand building is such an art, not as easy as just hiring someone, or it's really a relationship, and it's a vision, and it's getting the colors right, getting the look and feel. But the social media Sneaker Impact, I noticed from day one, and that's Lisa and Bella, correct?
Yep.
And our Instagram in particular, how it's grown now to nearly 10,000 people. And can you tell us a little bit about, you had a reel that went viral this year that you made about how runners can get involved?
Yeah, so Lisa is gifted, man. So when we first started, we went to the Fortune 500 social media and PR, and it didn't work out very well because I guess they did not understand the brand. And we were lucky enough to stumble upon Lisa, and Lisa came by. She loved what we had to do, and Lisa, since day one, Lisa has been just amazing. And she made one of the reel just explaining our process, how a runner could just order a bag and some of the data out there. So she did it for Sneaker Impact. I posted that on my personal Instagram. At all of a sudden, we had over 1.35 or 1.4 million views on that reel. And my phone was beeping, and I would reply back to my followers, and
wow,
it was so much fun.
And you didn't have a lot of followers necessarily, did you? From my understanding, is you had a couple hundred followers.
I had a couple hundred, and within a day, I had, I think, close to 5,000.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they haven't been But yeah, so
Plus, what it truly went viral, though, from my understanding, is within a couple of days, it had hundreds of thousands of views, and within a week or two, nearly a million. And you gained a big, I mean, that's really cool. And that was just explaining the process of you take it to FedEx after you fill it up, or CVS, but first you got to go on our website, and it's so simple. It takes 30 seconds. You just got to, once people know, then they know how easy. It's free too.
It's free. Look, so Brian, I feel there's a huge need. So that video was like 50 seconds or 48 seconds, the reel. And usually the attention span of people like myself is like 4 seconds.
Sure.
And the reason the video went viral because there's a huge need. There's a huge, and Lisa, and she's just amazing.
She made it fun and
she made it fun and cute, and she made it enjoyable and informative. And usually informative videos don't get that kind of reaction. But again, there's a need, and the video was fun.
It had music in the background, and it was like perfectly explained from like a younger generational perspective of a busy person taking, the time to do this. It's not that hard. You go to the grocery store. This is as easy as that. But it was really,
and she put on the reel, she put the seatbelt on the bag. She was driving.
So many cute things.
Yeah, so many. So that was fun.
So check it out. That's on Sneaker Impact's Instagram and Moe as well. So how do you follow Sneaker Impact? How do you learn more? How do you get involved?
So if you want a recycling bag to recycle your sneakers, if you're an individual, you can just go to sneakerimpact.com, click recycle, and you can order your bag free of charge, and we'll mail it to your residence. If you're a business, also sneakerimpact.com, click recycle, and it tells you if you're a business, become a partner. Now, if you're a brand and a big retailer and you want more service, please hit us up at info@sneakerimpact.com. Myself, Brian, Maggie, Fanny, or one of the team members will definitely get back to you. Yeah, and if you're ever in Miami, you guys can contact Brian, and we'll show you guys around. But it's fun, and we're making the world a better place.
Awesome. That's such a great message. It's a really hopeful and beautiful company. It's been an honor to be part of it the last couple of years, and I'm excited for 2024. So happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year coming up. Moe, thank you so much for your time today. This is the first of many interviews. I'm sure we'll have Moe on again in the future. We'll get to show you around as we have time. And thank you so much again.
Thank you, Brian.
All right. Have a great day.
Thanks.